Hey, this is Joey and Mike from Powerbomb Weekly. The video you're about to watch right now does not have all the fancy stuff here on YouTube, and I apologize deeply. Life has been getting in the way, and it's more important to me that you get the video here now instead of just waiting 3 to 4 weeks before I can get it out. I apologize, but keep up, and we'll be back to the fancy stuff soon. Thanks a lot for understanding.
More content in the future. Thank you, guys.
Welcome to our NXT.
Shit, we need to go fast. Okay, try again.
Welcome to our NXT review for January the 20th, 2021. We're going to talk about NXT and possibly NXT UK.
I do have NXT UK as well down, but I went fast on my notes for it because also NXT UK was not a good show this week.
They also had more matches than usual. They had 1, 2, 3. They actually had 4 matches, which doesn't normally happen.
Yeah, normally they have about 3. They had 4 on this one, and they had a lot of interlude in the middle. But anyway, NXT on USA. I watched it on the network recap. There is going to be a point where I get to this, by the way, where you're going to have to stop me.
Okay.
Okay. And so match 1, The Wrong Way versus Ruff and Kushida.
Whoa, wait! Beth Phoenix is there in person.
Beth is actually at ringside. Wife said she's horrible.
She's not bad looking.
No, I don't mean physically.
Oh, no.
Just her talk.
Yeah.
She goes, "Oh, she's not good." Because they made some stupid joke where they had a popper and everything, and Wade shot the popper, and she made some kind of joke, and my wife is just like, she's like, "Oh, she's not good, is she?" And I was like, she was a good wrestler.
I skipped through that part.
Leon says, "Let me start." And
then
I wrote down bad idea for Leon, great idea for Theory. I wrote down Theory is strong like John Cena. Oh my God, the way that he essentially... So he posted his body, and he just kind of did like one of these maneuvers while Leon was doing his flippy shit around him. So you would typically see that in something like swing dancing or something like that, you know, where people are kind of just crawling and doing their thing around you, much like we saw with Loomis and Zombie Girl doing it.
Right.
But the fact that Austin Theory is doing this with Leon Ruff, who's flipping around him at one point, was just insane to watch. Theory, who is a bodybuilding champion. Mm-hmm. And I know that Cornette has been talking about him recently on the show, but man, I like Austin Theory. Yeah. I really like Austin Theory, and I hate that he's in this stupid group with your guy.
Beth did say man marbles at one point.
Yeah.
You got shot in the man marbles.
I wrote down Kushida and Theory is great, and then Gargano gets in and he looked like shit.
Yeah.
Then I said it gets better after the second tag. So Gargano gets in, looks like shit, gets out. Theory comes back in, does a bunch of stuff. Gargano gets back in with the second tag, and I went, oh, okay, he's getting better. I was like, maybe he needs to warm up in order before he can know how to work.
The Ruff leaping right into the fireman's carry was really nice.
Theory catches Ruff backwards into a spin-out bomb, which was insane, because the idea is that Ruff ran up, kind of jumped, and Theory just braced and caught him like this, and then spun him around and boom!
Yep, that was nice.
Holy crap, man. Austin Theory looked amazing in this.
Until after the commercial.
I thought he was still doing okay. Then Theory catches Ruff backwards, spin up bomb. Ruff on the top ropes does a reverse cutter onto Theory, which was very, very cool.
Okay, so they recut it for you.
Yeah.
Because I wrote... Okay, the flying cutter was the 3rd time in the match that Ruff and Theory were not in the right place. The carrier angle I had, they were like, he had to like quickly reach up because he was missing him.
Which side did your shot come from?
I don't remember. I just remember going, that's the 3rd time they were both not in the right spot and had to make it look good.
Yeah, then they may have used a different angle on my shot.
Which is fine.
I don't know if that's 100% because we have talked about things being slightly different. Okay. Ruff is fine. Kushida does a bomb armbar onto Johnny. Austin is at the right spot to break up the pin, which is good. Ruff does a dive on the outside. Kushida does a submission fisherman suplex into a bridge pin. Winner Kushida and Ruff. I gave it 3.5.
Yeah, that was a beautiful ending. And I'm like, Great. My guy pinned my guy. Damn it. I get 0 points.
Pre-tape, Pete Dunne speaks, and Karrion is badass. Backstage, Malcolm and Tyler Rust. Rust has taken it on himself to challenge Bronson Reed. Malcolm says that's not a good idea.
I wrote, not Teddy Long, not happy with match.
Match 2, Karrion Kross versus fucking no one. Who is this guy's name? I know he has a name.
Ashanti or Troy.
Okay.
So,
I wrote down... No, continue.
Go ahead. What did you write down?
I wrote down, what the fuck is on Smoke Show's face?
What is she wearing on her face?
So, my wife comes in, and I have her sit down, and I was like, hon...
What is that?
I was like, watch this entrance. I was like, tell me what you think of this guy's entrance, because this is the guy we talk about when we did our entrance show that she watched, right? She's like, all right. So she sits down, and I'm like... And I stop, and I'm like... She doesn't normally have that thing on her face, because she goes, "Okay," right?
It looks like it looks like a black smiley face.
I think it was meant to be like black thorns.
Yeah, it was like a crown of
face,
thorns.
But it looked like someone had taken like a wreath that you would get for Halloween and just put it on her face.
You've seen it up here at this point.
I love, though. You know what, though? I'm busting on it, but good for her for introducing new things to her shit.
Yeah.
And her on her Twitter and everything that they do. And I know I've plugged Twitter like 5 times in this because I have to go to Twitter to figure out what the fuck is happening. But she plays her character on there.
Oh, yeah.
Her and Karrion on their stuff is saying, I used to work in TNA. TNA fucking was not the end of days. This is the end of days. I'm this. Like, her character, at least she believes it.
Yeah.
And if she believes it, I'll believe it.
She was a completely different character in NXT.
Yes. Wife says that she thinks that Jacked Up Muscle Guy, who she is a fan of because she enjoyed his back muscles, needs a gigantic vampire Dracula cape when he comes out.
Oh, no, he doesn't.
She said, I like his character. I'm not sold on the entrance. But then she watched him wrestle for 4 seconds and went, that dude is a beast. This was a squash match.
1 minute, 15 seconds.
Why does Karrion need another squash match? Especially since he just had a 25-minute opening match against Damian fucking Priest.
I wrote, Karrion looks like he's trying to legitimately break this kid's neck.
Yeah, I was surprised. And you know what? That's how we saw, Sawa die. So it's like, I don't trust that side suplex like that. I just don't trust it.
It looks brutal. Every time.
And it probably is meant to look brutal. And I'll tell you, there's a couple moves where people would do in class and stuff where I'm just like, no. Like, I'm not taking that. Or someone would ask for something and it's like, no, I've tried that. I'm not going to do it to you because I cannot support you.
Right.
MSK is awful in their pre-tape, and they looks like dollar store cart pushers out on furlough from the local prison.
I wrote, MSK is acting like radicals again. Great.
They were awful. And the fact that they're having pre-tapes with other people on the show talk about how awesome MSK is bullshit. They're like, oh my god, they're the most talked about tag team that's on the circuit right now. I can't believe that they're here in NXT. I would like them to go away. Well, I would like them to never be seen again. Please revoke their furlough papers and send them back to whatever fucking juvenile prison that they came from where they were arrested for methamphetamines.
Well, it just proves that Impact doesn't have a 90-day clause. So I have hope for Taya.
Promo. Mercedes and Tony Storm say Casey and Caden are fucked. I wrote down, I agree. Match 3, Imperium versus Lucha House Party. Odd matchup.
I wrote, yeah, but it makes sense. I wrote, okay, just give this to Imperium.
Oh my god.
Okay, why is Lucha getting so much emphasis in?
Even Wade does not know which member of Lucha House Party is which.
Dad.
Because he says, oh, that guy. And then the other guy is like, that's Grand Metalik.
So here, after the commercial break, Dad says to me, well, Dad keeps calling Dorado Fuzzy Ears. He just keeps calling, oh, Fuzzy Ears. And he goes, hey, maybe Fuzzy Ears should join Fozzy, Jericho's band Fozzy, and they could be the Furry Ears.
That's funny. That's actually... Meadowlark Lemon does a springboard top rope moonsault onto Eichner. It looked cool. The guy gets amazing height when he does it. Eichner fucked up whatever he was trying to do, and the
That
announce team covered and said, "Oh, he DDT. We don't think he got all of
The
it."
DDT double team was not very pretty.
I do not know what he was trying to do or what he changed his mind in mid-flight from doing, but the sad thing is that I feel like these two guys have had such good success and been so amazing everywhere else, and now that they're on the show being pushed, they just keep failing. For some reason, I don't know if it's nerves or what. Eichner does the stall catch suplex. Eichner's a beast. We've seen him be a beast over the last couple times that he's appeared on the shows, which is awesome. Meadowlark is out of place for the save. Bartel looks foolish and has to stand on the side of the ropes for 10 seconds while Meadowlark Lemon has to run up, and he has to... Bartel actually had to physically look at him to make sure he was coming, to see if he needed to change his mind about how they were going to get out of this sequence. But he looked right at him as he was running up to do the spot, so he just had to go.
Yeah. The drop kick into the sunset flip did look pretty cool.
Lucha flip shit, shooting star winner, Lucha House Party. What the fuck? Lucha House Party won.
I wrote, sorry WWE. Sorry WWE writers. I cannot believe Lucha is this tough. Yes, he can do backflips off the ropes. We get it. Lucha wins? Who did Imperium piss off?
Wait.
Oh, look. It's the next round where they meet S02. Ah, there it is.
And the reason that they lost was, I guess, travel got cleared up because Lucha House Party does their thing. And I mean, honestly, I wrote down this is a 2-star match. This was fine. Let me rephrase that. It was not fine. It was a 2-star match, and that's being generous because there was a lot of fuck-ups in this match. Mm-hmm. Then Alexander Wolf comes out, the enforcer of Imperium. And Imperium guys snap to attention, and Alexander Wolf is just like not happy with Imperium at all. Because if you notice the way Imperium was acting, mm-hmm. they were acting extremely cocky. And they were acting extremely...
Not regiment.
Yes. And when they come out and they snap to attention and Wolf is looking pissed, the only thing I could think of was, okay, this is good because he's not mad that they lost. He's mad that the mat is sacred and they're not treating it that way because they were being cocky douchebags.
All right. Okay.
That's what I took away from it. I hope that's where they go with that, is that Imperium was not behaving properly.
Not having really followed Imperium, I didn't get that, but that makes sense to me. What I got was they wanted a lucha match. Because they're wrestling...
Pre-tape, Tommaso Ciampa and Thatcher weigh in. I didn't mean to cut you off. I'm sorry.
There's a first.
I'm sorry.
They want Escoduce's team wrestling the house party, so now it's a lucha match.
Why? The other guy who's the king of lucha doesn't work lucha style.
Okay, so we have the weigh-ins.
Tommaso Ciampa weighed in at 201 pounds. Thatcher weighed in at 225, I think. I missed what they said. The fact that Tommaso Ciampa is 201 pounds and looks like that gives me hope for the future.
I'm going to ruin your hope here in a minute.
Because those were lies?
No.
Okay.
We'll wait till we get to their
promo.
match.
Regal and Beth introduced the Dusty Woman's Cup. And then I wrote, oh, that's why she's there. And then I wrote, oh my God, they kept the heels and the baby faces separate. They learned something.
Did they, though?
Match 4, Casey and Caden versus Tony and Mercedes. Casey is smaller than the top rope. Casey
can barely see over the top rope. I wrote the same thing.
Tony flips her hair. Mercedes catches Casey from a spin into a stall into an Alabama slam, which was really, really cool. Caden trips on the bottom rope trying to get into the save. They just say, fuck it, and move on.
That was the sloppiest transition from top rope electric chair position to Hurricanrana.
Casey and Caden, they miss a tag. They say, fuck it, get in the ring anyway. Yes, Mercedes saves Casey's life on the top rope, and Casey returns the favor by not fucking crushing her face. So at least they were trying to work together.
I wrote Martinez should just break Casey in half.
Then I wrote Io Shirai shows up and destroys Mercedes Martinez and throws her through a fucking table and says, come at me, bitch. And then Casey does some kind of flip off the top. She basically does a
450, 360.
No, it's she basically tried to do. I can't remember the rotation that it's called for cheerleading, but she basically tried to do that with like a fucking tuck out when she landed on it. And I wrote down she missed, and then I watched it like 7 times, and I was like, no, I think she hit what she was supposed to do. It just doesn't look right.
Right.
I wrote down 2.5 maybe. This was kind of. It was good where it was good, but it was really bad where it was bad.
It was weird that the little girls won, and I did make a comment in my notes. Is like, I didn't realize just how many tattoos Caden Carter had.
I said the same thing. When she's
like covered in tattoos.
When she was flipped over, I was like, her back is covered in tats. And then Mercedes obviously is massively tattooed.
Caden Carter and Martinez have lots of tattoos.
Lots of tattoos on those gals, which is sexy. Backstage, Finn says, I'm going to fuck people up. And then Regal says, you have to have a partner. And Finn says, fuck. And leaves.
This is only being set up for the last 3 weeks.
Backstage, Bronson and Swerve talk, I guess. There was no audio when they went back to this the first time.
Right. There wasn't the first time for me either.
And then I wrote down, Blonde is hot and Shotzi is hurt. Confirm, ? They said in the backstage that Shotzi was hurt.
Right. I didn't hear what the heck that was all about because it was like, it went so fast and then they didn't expound upon it. Now, I did read in the rumors section of some of the websites I go to, that was always the plan moving forward.
Was that Shotzi was going to get hurt in her revenge match against Candice and not be able to compete in the Dusty Classic? She's your Breakout Star Award winner.
She may actually be hurt.
She lost her match, and now she's out of the Dusty Cup with Ember.
Because she might legitimately be hurt.
If she's legitimately hurt, sorry, hun. If this is a storyline...
We'll know in the weeks to come.
Okay. Casey and Caden are super positive cheerleaders. We're going to win the whole thing. Say it again. We're going to win the whole thing. Say it again. We're going to win the whole thing.
See, I think...
And then they go off.
I think they're turning heel.
Who is going to boo Casey Catanzaro? She's America's sweetheart.
I think
she's 4'3" and ran up a fucking 27-foot wall.
You're gonna love Roman!
Oh, match 5. Tyler Rust versus Bronson Reed. I fucking hate Bronson Reed's entrance. I hate his hair. I hate everything they've done to him since he came back. I cannot believe that they have this man have a stitched up iguana on his fucking shoulder.
Oh, how the mighty have fallen.
I wrote down, and then they have a flashback to the pre-tape, now with audio. Bronson's hair is so bad. So they flash back to the audio with Swerve and them talking, where Swerve is basically like, stay out of my business. So apparently we're going to get a Bronson and Swerve promo. You know, hometown, we're going to support you, Swerve, because, you know, but also, I don't care. And just like this match, I didn't care.
So before you go there, I made a startling realization.
Mm-hmm.
WWE never uses the word manager anymore.
This is true.
I didn't realize it.
Very recently, this was spoken about on probably one of the single greatest managers of all time's thing. Yes, they are not managers; they're associates.
Associates
or Ashantes, or whatever that fucking moron's name is. Her connoisseur, or whatever. Her suave.
Anyway,
yes.
Wait till we talk about that match.
No one is a manager or.
They're representatives.
So also, remember when I said I didn't give a shit about this match? Apparently neither did Hunter, because they cut to a two-way picture-in-picture in the backstage with the girls being in a fight. Don't care. NXT apparently is not sold on these two guys either. They had a bland match, and then out of nowhere, Bronson wins with the Samoa Splash.
Avalanche.
Tsunami Splash. 2-star, Malcolm says, let me pick him next time. So Tyler Rust is fine. His body's not bad. His moves are not bad. The only thing I don't like about him is the fact that the man's chin never grew in. So he has no chin. And he has this long hair that he has pulled back, which accentuates the fact that he has no chin because his hairline's being pulled back. So he looks like his face ends here. It's very awkward to me.
Balor in the back.
Backstage, Finn says the Undisputed Era owe him a favor. Well, what he actually said was, a few people round here. Could be the Bullet Club. Nope, he immediately walks into the backstage locker room with Undisputed Era. The mystery is immediately solved, and Finn walks up to Kyle and goes, how about it? You and me? Kyle O'Reilly broke your jaw and put you on the shelf. You came back with the pure intention of breaking Kyle O'Reilly's jaw and specifically targeted his jaw in the match. Now, Finn is part of Undisputed Era, apparently, because Bobby Fish is out.
Which we talked about 2 weeks ago. But this is basically leading up to where you said it was going to when we talked about when they were staring him down. I just couldn't do it. I couldn't do it.
Yeah.
But I respect you. But do I respect you? And we've theorized that this is where it was going to go.
I do, but I didn't want it a week after I said it.
Well, we'll see where it goes, because I have a feeling it's not going to turn out the way they want it.
I want to see Finn and Kyle 3.
We will.
I don't want to see
will.
and Kyle and Adam and them, because what's the end goal of this is that Undisputed Era is going to fuck him and go heel?
You're not going to see... Well, you may see Finn and Roddy 3, but it's not going to be the belt. Because Karrion's taking the belt.
No.
Karrion's taking the belt.
No, I don't think that's going to happen.
He never lost
What
it.
I do want to say, though, real quick, when we talk about Finn Balor, is the WWE ran, late night on their things, they just throw up like random shit.
Mm-hmm.
They threw up the Finn Balor-Brock Lesnar match, and I watched that, and I went... God, why did Finn have to get his shoulder fucked up? Because he got hurt. For those of you who don't know, Finn Balor is the first Universal.
Yep.
He won the Universal Championship.
He's about to be pushed to the moon.
He was the guy. And legitimately, this dude is the guy, right? And I'm so mad that Ron got him. And Ron, I want to know what you want for Finn when trades come up. But he got hurt in the match that he won the title, and what happened? He got bombed on the apron. Seth bombed him on the apron and busted out his shoulder, so he had to.
It was on the ringside.
Oh yeah, it was on the ringside because they had the barricade lined up. So he had to give up the title the very next night after he won it.
Just like Karrion.
Just like Karrion, and then Finn came back, and Finn got hurt again. And Vince just went, he's injury prone. We're done with him.
Yep.
And I watched that match with Brock. Go watch Finn Balor versus Brock Lesnar. It's one of Brock's best matches. It's not that long. It's only about, 9 minutes? 8 minutes?
Maybe.
But the way that they ran that match was so...
You did feel like there was a chance.
So good, where I thought for a second, I was like, ooh, Finn's back on track.
No, so Finn... I feel like Finn is a placeholder for this championship. And Dad's like, well, what about Riley? I'm like, yeah, they had a great match, but I think that the goal, because Finn has not been defending his belt, he's been injured. I feel that the trajectory forward is the belt's going back to Karrion Kross, and then Kross is going to have a couple more feuds with some of these people, with the Dune, and that way Dune and Balor can happen in the background. I just feel like Karrion never lost the belt, and he's owed the belt back for a short time.
I think that Karrion should stay out of this for a while because I like Karrion's story of his destiny was subverted.
Well, we'll see what happens.
I like that. And honestly, I think Finn should keep it and reset the record.
So, next we have S02, the champion.
Promo, Drug Cartel says stuff. I tell wife and Sean all of Finn's backstory instead. I care for none of this. Out comes Lucia House.
Hold on, no, you're going to hear what I have to say.
Fuck no.
Yes, you are. No,
Why?
I have to listen here. So, first of all, that gold jacket. So,
no.
He says, I don't have a curse like Gargano. I don't have the glass jaw like Finn. And I made it through my first title defense. So he basically puts down Kross, puts down Finn, puts down Gargano. all three of these people to kill him.
No!
So he's going to fight Chris Stallion from 205.
No, because that's what happened. Because out comes Lucha House Party to get destroyed, and they are saved by literally the White Stallion, because this dude was as white as I am, and
Yeah, that's new. That's S02.
and they're like, oh my god, it's Kurt Stallion, and I go, fucking who?
He's from 205 Live.
That no one watches.
So
why did I have to listen to you tell me that this dude cut a promo, which was dumb, because I did listen to it, and he talked about everything but wrestling, except for the 3 good parts that you paid attention to get destroyed by some fucking pasty douche.
Killian Dane and Drake Maverick have a match.
That was a great promo! Oh my god. Yeah, I love that. He's like, they go to talk, and he's like, because Killian's standing there, and Drake jumps up, and he's like, well, I'll tell you what was actually happening. And it's like, I never thought I would like Rockstar Spud this much until he started doing this section of it, because he's like the little puppy and the big puppy old cartoon from Warner Brothers, where he's like, yeah, we're gonna come get you, we're gonna come get you.
Hey, Spike, what do we do this, Spike?
Yes. Oh my lord, that was so good.
And then I like it. Killian's like, not a bad promo.
I actually said Drake apparently went windsurfing on his time off because he was red and his eyes were not.
I'm so excited for
the drug cartel don't like this.
Yeah, well, who cares? Let's go to the main event.
Okay, this is where you're going to have to stop me because I want to read verbatim what I wrote, and then I want to get your feedback.
Okay.
Thatcher versus Tommaso Ciampa in a cage match. Brawl on top. Commercial break. Back. Both are in cage all of a sudden. Rage quit. Motherfucker, rage quit, motherfucker, winner Thatcher by tap out, can't rate, discuss. They cut to a fucking commercial while they were fighting on the top, and when they came back, they were in the fight pit fighting already. This match aired with 9 minutes left in the show.
Yes, I agree. It was a 14-minute fight. Okay.
That's entrances and everything else.
I know.
The match was 9 minutes.
Okay, I get it. So. Okay. Fighting on the top.
I'm giving you the reins, man.
Fight on the top. Lots of hard strikes. Definitely lots of metal up there. They look like they're going to kill each other. Why is there a commercial right now? About the same thing. Wow, they're in the ring. Would love to have seen how that happened. Okay, I wrote that.
I can feel the heat in my body and my ears right now from how angry I am.
No, I'm not sure if it was Beth or Vic. No, the mat is not concrete. Because somebody said the mat's concrete.
So
you can see it bounce.
I started this late at night. It's about 12:30. And my wife is about ready to go to bed. And I'm like, hon, stay up for this match. And she's busy doing something. She's like rearranging some stuff. And I'm like, please sit down and start watching this with me. Because this is going to be a brutal, you've never seen anything like this before style of match. And she goes, okay. And when they cut to that commercial break, she basically just got up and walked out like, you made me sit down for this.
So, one thing that I wanted to throw out to you. Thatcher is 37 years old. Ciampa is 35.
Yeah. Remember I said Ciampa's younger than me? 201 pounds, and he looks like that.
I picked Thatcher to win. Dad picked Ciampa, even though he doesn't like Ciampa.
I thought Thatcher was going to win just because he's never lost in the fight pit. He's 1-0, and now he's 2-0. And where the hell was that?
Thatcher is wrecking his fingers. This is I'm reading what I wrote. It was brutal. This is how Underground Dark should have looked.
No, this looked like shit.
I mean, the way the arena...
Oh, yes. The way the lighting and everything,
the way
cut
it's
down and
set
stuff
up.
like that, the way it was set up, I'll agree that that's how Raw Underground should have looked. You notice that's never coming back.
Right. This is it shouldn't have been a ring with no ropes. It should have been a mat surrounded by a cage.
The camera guy who was in there with them doing close-up zooms and back outs and stuff like that was making me so angry.
Low blow is perfectly legal in a fight pit. Thanks for that.
It's all legal here. We heard it about 5 times.
9 count after the fairy tale ending.
3 of those came from Beth.
That was brutal looking. Those are some ham bones they're throwing. Amazing looking fairy tale ending into a choke out. Their choke out back and forth were just smooth and great looking. And then Wyat's leg out there. Oh my God. Ciampa leg half in, half out, and gets tapped out. That looked like it could have been painful in one shot, didn't look painful at all in the other.
Mm-hmm.
And then I wrote...
He put him in a stretch muffler.
And I'm like, now where do we go with this? Are we going to become a new tag team?
Wait, because...
And then Thatcher just kneeling in front of Ciampa was a cinematic look. I thought it... For what I was not happy, but it was a 3 3/4 star match of what we saw.
I was so angry at that commercial break. I remember almost none of this match past that point, except for 3 specific spots. One was when Thatcher runs Ciampa into the sidewall, and Sean's sitting there with me and goes, well, that didn't look good. Because
they kept hitting the solid part?
Well, they said he hit the solid part, but actually the shot they showed was Tommaso smacking the thing and bumping his shoulder into it after he'd already hit the thing. That was 1. 2 was the use of the racist ref to do the what's it called, the diving bell or whatever, where he had him bridged over and dropped him. Because they had who I think was the best ref on top. Right. And then they had the guy who got in trouble for his stupid racist comments on the inside of the ring. And then the 3rd spot was the stretch muffler on the spot where, because like I said, Sean was watching, it's like his legs just bent. The way it's supposed to bend. Legs are supposed to bend that way. It's like, yeah, but the idea is that he's got it pinned down and he's bending the ankle down. So the stress between the ankle to the shin bone that he's bending across his neck is what's stopping him.
And then the one shot one shot looked really, really good.
And then the other shot just looked like he had him draped over his head.
Yeah.
Because I don't know what the idea was, that his leg got caught up or something, and then he just capitalized. I don't know if he was trying to escape or...
No. He kind of threw him into the corner. I mean,
okay.
So when you come, rewatch. It's a good match.
I will rewatch this match
just
when you watch the Dragunov Walter match.
Okay.
Or the Walter A-Kid match. So sometime
I tried
in the
to get
form
Dad
of never.
I tried to get Dad to watch that with me the other night. We ran out of time.
NXT UK, January 21st, 2021. Match 1.
Did you get any points for this? Did Walter show up at all?
Walter, no.
Okay. Then I don't have to adjust.
Rampage Brown versus Dave Mastiff, winner Rampage, 2.5-star match. The idea is that Rampage and Dave have basically been trading barbs back and forth about, you need a real challenge, I'm here to give the real challenge. Mm-hmm. This was pretty good. Rampage did the side suplex on Dave. Dave hit his head on the back. That was selling, and then Rampage picked him up for a gut-wrench powerbomb and spun Dave Mastiff out, who is the heaviest man on the NXT UK roster. They made sure to note that several times in the match. He's like 331 pounds or something.
About a 6.5-minute match.
This was a decent match. I think what happened at the ending was Rampage got him up fine. It looked like he didn't have a good hold on him, dropped him. And I think what happened is when Dave hit the mat bounced up and hit Dave in the back of the head. But because he was already selling the back of his head from the suplex earlier, I don't know if it was a working drop or if he actually just caught the back of his head across the mat or something. Couldn't tell. Me and Sean debated it for about 25 minutes, and then finally we're bringing it to you guys. So if you get a chance, watch the opener, and don't watch another fucking thing on the show. Promo, A-Kid recaps the story of Walter. So technically there was a recap? Do I get points
No,
for recap?
you actually have to have Walter there.
Match 2. I was wrong. Watch match 1, match 2, and then stop. Match 2, Ilya Dragunov versus Jax Stars. Stars takes it to Ilya and basically is cutting him off left and right. Every time Ilya goes to do something, Ilya comes out, he doesn't have the contacts in. You know, the idea is that he's going through the motions that worked, and they're not working because he's getting cut off by Stars nonstop. And everybody has looked at Stars, and Stars kind of looks like shit. Sorry, dude. He looks like a pasty white pale version of Christian who has got his hair dyed blonde, but he's balding, so he has massive patches in his hair. Like it looked, the lighting for this was bad, and his hair is also like super blonde and orange where he bleached it, so it looks really bad, right? And the lighting is not a favor to him, as I said. And the idea is he just keeps cutting him out, and then finally Dragunov just fucking snaps on this dude, and he literally beats the shit out of him and gets him rolled over, and it's just elbow strike, elbow strike, elbow strike. Fuck it, he's unconscious. Ref, call the bell. Elbow strike after. Dragunov cussing at him in Russian, you know, whatever he said. Fuck you, fuck you. You ain't getting your kid-approved message on this one particular tonight, Joey, sorry. And then after he's done, Dragunov rolls over, and he's looking, and the ref's checking on the guy, and Dragunov's just like, you know, he gets that WWE production in, you know, of, oh my God, what did I do? What did I do? You know, oh my God, I went too far. I went too far. That was a fair story. They had a 3-star match. Sure. This was awesome just because the story they told of Dragunov, of he had his shot at Walter. He lost. He's trying to come back from that. Does the guy who wrestled Walter in this classic that everyone has been talking about for months now, is that what got him? Or was it the master of brutality and violence that he pursued, the conductor, the symphony of destruction? Is that what got him to where it is? I loved that. Everything then went in the toilet.
You had Amar Jordan versus Tyson T-Bone. 5-minute match.
2 stars. Don't care.
And then you had Kaylee Ray, the champion, versus Ginny.
Kaylee Ray versus Ginny, NXT Women's Belt. Kaylee Ray is a 502-day reign. She is actually the longest reigning NXT Women's Champion. She is the longest reigning title holder in WWE currently right now. She's held it longer than Walter, longer than Finn or anything. 502 days. This was not good. Ginny is not great, and Kaylee has to work at her speed, which is about half speed of what she can actually do. Lots of moves that looked very, very poorly executed. Then the ending. Ginny, middle turnbuckle face buster onto Kaylee. So Kaylee's in the middle of the turnbuckle, and Ginny runs over and hits her with a face buster and drops her. Then Ginny's douche at ringside goes to hold down Kaylee Ray's feet. The ref goes, 1, 2, hey, what are you doing?
Got it.
And goes, no, douche, you don't get to do that. Douche then runs over, takes the belt, and goes to leave. Kaylee rolls out of the ring, goes after the belt, grabs the belt from Douche. Douche mouths off. She knocks Douche, waylays him out. She gets back in the ring with the belt on the floor. Ginny runs over, grabs the belt, goes to swing at Kaylee. Kaylee ducks under. She reaches back to come again. The ref, who is apparently the Jesus Christ of the match, who has saved everyone because she saved Kaylee Ray multiple times, grabs the belt from Ginny and saves her life again on Kaylee Ray. Kaylee Ray then manages to hit the gory bomb on Ginny, while the guy on the outside, who's supposed to be laid out, is already standing, watching what just happened, and he literally does this. 1, he's at the ring. 2, he stands at the ring. 3, he blew this so bad. This was James Storm, TNA, having to slow down so Earl Hebner could make it back into the ring and outbeat James Storm back to the ring to count the 3 count. This dude was shown in the back, standing at ringside when the ref counted 1, like he was going to get involved. This was not good. This was a 1.5-star match. Kaylee Ray deserves a better dance partner.
All right.
Overall, this was a 2.5-star show.
All right. That concludes NXT. Now we're going to talk about SmackDown.